Why a management program and not, like a more specialized program like masters in engineering? You have a master's degree in management, like the MIM program. So how would you say that it has helped you broaden your horizons? So how would you say are the job opportunities in the UK and how promising are the job aspects after an MIM from LBS? So how did you go about preparing your application? Which factors, you laid the most emphasis on? So on the same note, like what would you suggest, other upcoming students, to meticulously prepare their application? Hello, everyone. We have Sushmita with us as a speaker for the event today. So hi, Sushmita.
Hi Shivani.
So Sushmita would take us through her journey at LBS and more specifically, she would tell us how the MIM program boosted her career to take up a managerial role. So before diving into the session, Sushmita, could you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So I currently work as a product manager at a digital risk management startup in India. I graduated from the London Business School with a master's in management in 2019. That's been about a year now. And previously, I've worked as a part of companies like Cisco and PayPal, and a startup as well, spanning across the UK and India. So I worked for a while in London, then I moved here, and currently I work as a product manager. Outside of work, I had a blog for a few years, like a few years ago, and I'm very excited about reading and traveling. So those are some of my hobbies, which is outside of my work. So yeah, that's I think like a quick intro of myself.
Yeah, so that's quite great. And like, can you tell us a bit about like your background? Do you belong to a business or a non-business background? How was your undergraduate journey?
Sure. So I do not come from a business background. I actually pursued computer science engineering. So I'm a computer science engineer basically after my undergrad. So that's what I pursued in my undergrad. I felt throughout as a kid, I sort of felt like I was always inclined towards the tech space. I was quite inquisitive to know what was happening in that. And I think I can attribute a bit of that to being surrounded by friends and family who were involved in the tech space. Like I saw a few friends and family around me take up jobs in that, pursue a career in tech, and things like that. So that sort of sparked my interest. And when I reached this point where I wanted to make the decision of what I wanted to study, invariably I fell into the whole tech zone, and I thought I'll pursue an engineering course in computer science.
Right.
Also because I think at that point I found it very interesting. Uh, it still is interesting, but yeah, that's how I ended up in my computer science journey. And speaking of my undergrad experience, I would say like every education experience is quite transformational, and my undergrad was no different. It was transformational because I entered the course as someone who was just inquisitive about tech, but by the time I exited the course, I was sitting in a corporate office surrounded by professionals. So it was a very significant journey, I would say, from being a student to being a
Okay.
professional. And with all the internships that happened during the course, the different internships that I took in a span of those 4 years, bit by bit, I started to gain more professional experiences, which really helped shape me to be the professional that I was by the end of those 4 years. Of course, I got to learn a lot about tech. I learned how to code. I got involved in various student clubs. And one thing I would say definitely is that my undergrad journey gave me the first set of professional network. And I think every set of network that you develop at different stages of life is very important. And
Yeah.
my earliest set was what I got from my undergrad. So
Yeah.
yeah, my undergrad journey was quite transformational by itself as well.
Okay. And like coming from a tech background, like you said, computer science. So don't you think, how did you choose the MIM program? Like, why a management program and not, like a more specialized program like Masters in Engineering?
Right. So soon after I graduated from my undergrad, I started working at PayPal, and I was working as a software engineer. Um, as much as I learned a lot about the various tech aspects and got to build a lot of stuff from a coding standpoint, I felt that deep down I had an inclination towards the business side of things. I wanted to get more involved in learning about the strategy of the product, or what the roadmap for the product is, or how the leadership envisions the product to perform, or the different new strategies that are coming in and things like that. So I was quite inquisitive about those aspects. When I thought a little more about that, I felt that I really wanted to gain more insights and perspectives about that. As much as I loved what I did not want to be limited to just that, and I want to broaden my horizons.
Right.
And gain more perspectives, more business acumen to proceed in that direction, which is the reason why I thought that I wanted to pursue a management degree, because I wanted to be more accountable for the products that I was working on. I wanted to be in a position wherein I could think 2 steps further about what I was building
Right.
on, rather than just be limited to what the requirements were at that point for me. I wanted a bigger vision of it. I wanted to be in a position wherein I can also contribute to how the product shapes and strategize the leadership and take it forward, right? So I wanted to be in that position as well. That was sort of a realization of that was when I thought that, okay, I need to think a little bit more about how I want to take it forward, given that this is the interest. That was some of the early touch points that I had with the thought of pursuing a course in management.
Okay, great. And when was the first time, or how did you come across the MIM program?
Right. So this got combined with the fact that I had a really close friend of mine who was actually pursuing the Masters in Management from Imperial College Business School.
Okay.
When I was having a lot of conversations with him about what the course was about, or what exactly is the course that he's pursuing, he gave me a lot of interesting insights. He gave me a lot of inputs about who it is targeted to, the whole Masters in Management program. The fact that it's targeted for early career students. Those were some of the information that I had gathered at that point. And that sort of overlapped with how I was feeling about how I wanted to pursue a management degree, given how I was feeling about my role when I was at PayPal. Put the two together, I decided to look more into what the Masters in Management was. And I read up a lot of articles, Googled a lot, and then tried to read up the course descriptions of the various schools that offered that program. I wanted to gain as much information as possible. If that is what I wanted to pursue, and that's exactly what I was looking for or not. That's how I got to know more about the Masters in Management program. Once I got to know that it was targeted for people with fewer years of work experience, it was targeted for people who early on in their career know that they either want to make a shift or continue in the business field if they happen to come from a business field. Who early on in their career know what they have a slightly stronger idea on what they want to do than a few years later, since it's targeted towards such kind of people. And I felt that I closely resonated with the target group, and I felt that given that I have already realized that I wanted to make a switch and not just be purely limited to the tech side of things, I think it's the right next career path for me. And that is how the whole concept or the will to pursue an MIM materialized, right from how the whole thought came into my mind.
And to ask, very inquisitive to know the relevant and a similar thing. So why did you feel that MIM is the right choice for you? And why not wait for a few years and then go for a program from a reputed B school?
Right. So this closely ties to what I said about how early on in my career I felt the strong urge to pursue the business side of things. Right. My understanding was I never separated the MIM completely from the MBA. I don't think as drastically different as people think it to be. There are a couple of points here. The first point here being that I already felt that I needed to make a change and I needed to pursue a business degree so that I could be on that side of things. Over the fact that I had not really studied a management degree, and given that I'd studied something very technical, I felt that a school and a school-like experience where I can gain business acumen was very much essential. That's the first side of things, wherein I already felt that, given that in the first 1 year of my career, I already feel that this is what I want to do. So I did not want to be in a position where I procrastinate and push it further away down the line and say, hey, you know what, I'll revisit this later. So I wanted to take action as soon as I felt that there was a need to take action. That is one aspect of it. The second aspect being, as I read more about the MIM, right, and as I spoke to even students from LBS, like I spoke to a few alum to figure out what the course is like and things like that, I also realized that the MIM gives you as much of a business school experience as the MBA would. It's absolutely very similar. And you know, of course, there are differences in terms of the average work experience of the cohort and the sort of experience they bring to the table. But when you realize that you get to experience the same kind of classroom environments, the same kind of stimulating environments where people in your cohort contribute to your classroom discussions, and you get to interact with the MBAs as well. Like you get to sit in electives where you're surrounded by MBAs, executive MBAs, Sloans, like a different set of people. When I read more about that and realized that, I was like, hey, you know what? It's not really that different that people think that it's a whole new degree. It won't give you the kind of B-school experience that the MBA would, which I don't think is true. It's absolutely a great experience, and the differences between the period of the course and the kind of experiences the cohort bring to the table. They're a little less experienced, and a few more, but those are not that significant that you would say that the MIM doesn't give you the MBA experience, because after my experience, I can definitely say that it's been as transformational as the people who have done an MBA would say it's been transformational for them.
Yeah, like there are obviously MIM and MBA, like in today's time, they are not like diverse career paths. They almost merge somewhere or the other.
Right. So, and also again, right, so if you earlier in your career know that this is a path that you want to be in, there are a lot of people who would want to take action on that and not wait for 3 or 4 more years just so that they can gain experience and just so that they can do an MBA. I look at it this way: you graduate from an MIM when you're, say, 23, between 22 to 24, and you graduate from an MBA a few years later. But then that difference is the experience that you gain after you graduate from your master's in management. The time you really reach the age, which is sort of the average for an MBA, you still would have gained as many years of experience, having already made a shift in your career path much earlier. So it still has its great benefits if you know what you want out of it.
Yeah, true. And like, how do you feel that, considering your non-business background and as an addition, you have a master's degree in management, like the MIM program. So how would you say that it has helped you broaden your horizons?
I would definitely say that the course broadened my horizons a lot. Earlier, there used to be a time when I used to look at products and things from a very tech standpoint. Like I was just limited to that, right? Let's say that was the beginning of my course. But as I moved through the course, it did not happen overnight. It did not happen. There's not a single point that I can point to and say that, that's when I learned that's when this happened. But over a period of time, with all the courses that I was taking, with all the interactions that I was having with people around me, people from different backgrounds, different perspectives, and different experiences, I feel that there was change, and I started looking at things more from a business standpoint. Earlier, I just saw how well did it perform from a tech standpoint, but now I was thinking more in terms of, what are their expansion strategies? How do they plan on entering that market? Rather, what is the strategy for that particular product in the next 2 years? And I was trying to think more about the product from a business standpoint than just from a pure tech standpoint. That's sort of over a period of time. And they say that business school is a very transformational experience. As cliche as that sounds, I would definitely confirm the fact. Learning is not really limited to your classroom, right? You learn literally everywhere. There are lots of club activities going on, lots of it happening, uh, both academic as well as cultural, and a lot of opportunity for interactions with people of other courses. I had the opportunity to interact with executive MBAs who are 12 years into their career, who have a lot of
Yeah.
experience. And then you have opportunities to work in your study groups, participate in classroom discussions where you can just listen to another classmate of yours who comes from a very different background, share a completely unique perspective, something that you did not even think about when you thought about the problem in the first place. So learning happens across throughout the year in different forms, not just in the classroom. It can also happen in the form of a coffee chat when you just
Yeah.
ping an alum and say, hey, I want to learn more about your company or the role that you're in,
Right.
and you meet that person for a coffee, and then in the span of half an hour you get so many insights, you learn so many different things
True.
about his career, about his journey, tips that the person can share of how you can maximize your B-school experience. So I would
Right.
say definitely broaden my horizons. I By the end of the course, what I was not the same as what I was when I started off, and it's very difficult to attribute to that to just one thing. It's everything combined that totally opens up a whole new world for you by the end of it.
Okay. And like, which top companies, recruit MIM graduates, maybe in general, like students build their careers in which top companies, or these top companies come to the LBS campus and recruit graduates?
Right. So, like I said, companies don't really come on campus to
Yeah.
grad to hire people. It's more of
Yeah.
networking your way into roles and finding the right
Okay.
you and applying for that. But students who are interested in consulting, I know a lot of people from my cohort and from my seniors as well, who get into the MBBs or the Big Four. Be it in the London office or in their respective home offices. So the Big Four and the MBBs also hire a lot of
Yeah.
MI LBS students. And when it comes to tech, there was LinkedIn's graduate program, and there are a few Amazon roles as well, which are catered for the MIM graduates. So the big tech companies also is a hotspot for people interested in tech, not just for MBAs, but for the MIMs as well to get into. So there are a lot of graduate programs in London offered by some of the biggest companies. So there are a lot of opportunities that way. And more often than not, every year, these are the main companies where people have a first preference sort of and apply in batches. And many of them get in as well. So yeah.
Okay, great. So, how would you say are the job opportunities in the UK, and how promising are the job aspects after an MIM from LBS?
Right. So, LBS is a really reputed university. Like it's recognized not just in the UK, of course, anywhere in the world. London Business School has that brand value to it. So when you study there, it's not just the brand value, right? It's also reflective in the way you shape up as a person. Throughout the course, you keep meeting new people, and LBS, as a university, through its courses, through everything that it offers, shapes you to be a fantastic individual and a great professional, which is very reflective, which is very evident when you even approach people and speak to companies. So that's something that companies really do value and look for in every candidate. So it does open doors to a lot of opportunities. Um, does landing a job mean networking constantly, sending out applications every day, upskilling yourself, talking to new people, accepting rejections and still trying? Yes, definitely.
Right.
That mean all of this. But does it also mean that it's an enjoyable journey and it's something which is very memorable that you'll remember for life and that you'll get to learn a lot even in that journey? Absolutely, yes. It sounds very hectic, but with the right mindset and the right approach, and the amount of effort that it takes, if someone's willing to put that, the things that you can get at the end of it are absolutely great. So nothing is a cakewalk, right? Like not just in the UK, anywhere in the world, job prospects and jobs is not something that you just get into a great university and you automatically get a job. There's a lot of effort that goes into it. but I can definitely say that it's an effort. It's not that effort that you will be like, oh man, do I really need to do this types. It's something that you will really enjoy. With every rejection, you learn something more. You get more hope, and then you strive for that day when you get what you truly want. And that day, you will realize how the whole journey shaped you to where you are. And so, yes, job opportunities are great, but equally important are the efforts that one needs to put in to grab those. So, yes.
Sure. Okay, right. And like LBS being, a top three MIM school. So how did you go about preparing your application? Which factors, you laid the most emphasis on?
Ever since I decided to pursue a master's in management, and ever since I looked up the different schools and know which all schools offered, LBS was my dream school. I prepared for my GMAT with LBS in mind, so that's how much I was keen on pursuing it from LBS. A few things that I did in my application journey, even while I was preparing for my GMAT, given that LBS was in my mind, right? So I did make it a point to speak to a lot of people. I wrote to the LBS admissions committee also, sharing my profile with them and gaining their insights and inputs. I had a few discussions with the different alumni from LBS, the current students at LBS, like back then, and the goal of all of that was that I wanted to understand the program as thoroughly as possible so that I can make the right decision for myself, as well as sort of constantly think about how I can bring value to everything that LBS had to offer. Because it's very important that it's a two-way journey, right? The whole application process is not just the application, the entire thing is, as much as you take from the school, you also give to the school. So it's that way. And I wanted to get more information on that as much as possible so that I can think this aspect through completely. So I spoke to a lot of people. I read a lot of articles. I literally scanned the whole LBS website, not just like a couple of other schools that I was applying to as well. So the application journey involved a lot of research into the programs, into what they had to offer and into what I had to offer, how it would help me in my journey. So that would get reflected in my essays. And another aspect of preparation was also for me to think about my plan A and plan B career options, because when I reached the stage of interviews, when I would have had to talk to people, I wanted to have enough information and enough clarity in my own mind of what I wanted to do so that those discussions would be fruitful and I would be able to convey my goals to them in the right way and also gain insights and inputs from them so that it's all for the greater good, so that everything gets shaped in the right direction.
Right. So on the same note, like what would you suggest, other upcoming students, to meticulously prepare their application?
One thing that I would really say students should do is to be very specific. When I say be very specific, I mean be specific about what you want from the school and the program in your journey. And at the same time, specific about what you bring to the table and how you will contribute to the school. Because you are what makes your cohort, right? Like it's 255 students or even more than that. It's each individual person who contributes to the cohort. Like you collectively is the MIM program. And as much as you take a lot from the courses, from everything that LBS has to offer, you bring your perspectives. You add value to people around you by teaching them. So the more you can clearly demonstrate how this two-way street works, the more you can clearly demonstrate to the school that these are the things that I feel will help me in my journey, that I feel that I will learn and take it forward in my career path. These are the things that I bring to the table, and I believe that it's very important that these skills is present on the campus so that people can learn from my experiences and my perspectives. So I would say be very specific and highlight this two-way equation because it's always healthy to back. It's also very important, not just from an admissions committee standpoint, right? Even for you in the journey when you are at the school, it is a two-way street, and that's how the school keeps growing. That's how the brilliance of the school keeps growing, and that's how even you grow as a person. So yes, and a lot of research into the school know exactly what you want. I know that it's very difficult to when someone says know exactly what you want, because people can feel like, oh, how can I really know what I want? But when I say know exactly what you want, I mean the next few steps. You don't need to know the entire journey. You need to know what are the next few steps that you want to take for your career. In that aspect, you should know what you want and journey, and then everything else falls into place. Your essays fall into place once you have clarity about all these things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, Sushmita, like knowing your journey, you know, through thick and through, knowing in and out, I think it's time for us to wrap the session. It was great to know your journey at LBF.
It
So,
was
like
great
in your,
as well, Shivani. Like, thanks a lot for this opportunity, because it's very important for the students also to know the journey of students who have already done this before, because I guess that's how we learn. I got to learn a lot from people who had done this before me, and I think it's only fair that other people get to know about it. So thank you so much for this opportunity. It was really nice sharing a lot of insights about my experience also.
so thank you for your advice, Sushmita. It was really great to have such invaluable insights, and I'm sure it would help upcoming students to prepare for their LBS journey beforehand.
Thank you, Shivani. Thanks a lot for your kind words. It means a lot. Yeah.
So, yeah, all the best. Have a great time ahead, and have a beautiful career ahead.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you. Good luck to you too. Thank you.